The house key glinted like a promise, but I knew better. Promises in this family were just lies wrapped in tinsel, and I was about to unwrap the ugliest one yet. My name is Elise Warren, and I've spent 32 years navigating the unspoken rules of the Warren household, where love was a currency doled out unevenly, and I was always the one left counting pennies. Christmas morning unfolded with its usual choreography, my mother, Vivian, in her emerald silk robe, presiding over the living room like a stage director, my father, Paul, stoking a fire that made the room feel like a sauna despite the thermostat's steady hum, and my younger sister, Lila, breezing in late, her auburn curls bouncing, her presence a spotlight no one could dim. The tree flickered with mismatched lights, some older than me, their cords fraying like the family ties we pretended were unbreakable. Ornaments hung heavy with history, scratched glass baubles, a chipped porcelain sleigh, flaws we ignored because tradition demanded it. Vivian's eyes sparkled as she handed Lila a small box, wrapped in silver foil with a velvet bow. Lila, in her cream turtleneck, gasped before even touching it, her flair for drama as polished as ever. She tore into the gift with practiced reverence, revealing a brass key that caught the firelight. "Oh my God," Lila breathed, clutching it like a talisman. Vivian's voice trembled with pride. "It's a condo, sweetheart. Your own place." Paul's chest puffed out, his smile wide enough to crack. Lila launched into their arms, a perfect tableau of adoration. I sat across the room, my smile automatic, hollow, a reflex honed by years of playing the supporting role. Then came my gift. Paul slid a plain manila envelope across the coffee table, no ribbon, no flourish, just the faint scratch of paper on wood. "For you, Elise," he said, eyes fixed on his coffee mug. I took it, my fingers brushing the rough edge, feeling the weight of something small but sharp inside. I didn't open it, not yet. The room was too loud with Lila's chatter about hardwood floors and skyline views. Vivian's gaze flicked to me, soft but fleeting. "You'll get it one day," she said, her tone a mix of pity and dismissal. I nodded, but I already understood. The envelope wasn't a gift, it was a script, a reminder of my place in their story. I wasn't always the afterthought, but the role crept up on me. At 10, I baked my own birthday cake, vanilla, lopsided, too dense, because Lila had a piano recital, and Vivian couldn't spare the oven. I came downstairs that morning, expecting maybe a banner, a card. Instead, I found Paul reading the paper, Vivian braiding Lila's hair for her performance. That same year, Lila's birthday was a carnival in the backyard, streamers, a magician, neighbors fawning over her. My high school graduation? A text from Vivian, "So proud, wish we could have made it, Lila's dance nationals were today." My college scholarship ceremony, where I won top honors? Paul arrived late, left early for a client dinner. But when Lila landed a voiceover gig for a local car dealership, they hosted a barbecue, framed the ad script like it was a masterpiece. There was one night I couldn't shake. Junior year, academic awards. I'd clawed my way to a 4.0, worked nights at a diner, wrote essays until my hands ached. They called my name for the highest scholarship, the auditorium roaring. I scanned the crowd, Vivian was there, front row, but her face was lit by her phone screen, thumb scrolling. As I stepped off the stage, certificate in hand, she looked up and said, loud enough for others to hear, "Well, at least she's got brains." The words landed like a slap, sharper than the applause. I used to wonder if I was imagining the favoritism, if I was just the jealous sibling in Lila's glow. But it wasn't a whisper, it was a chisel, carving my place into every holiday, every milestone. That Christmas, watching Lila twirl her condo key while my envelope sat unopened, I knew. I didn't need to look inside to feel its meaning. I was the dependable one, the one who didn't need sparkle because I'd always manage. When I finally tore it open, alone in my childhood bedroom, I found a single sheet, a job posting for a data entry clerk at a local accounting firm. At the bottom, in Paul's rigid handwriting, "Could be a good fit." My breath caught, not from surprise but from the clarity of it. They didn't just see me as less, they believed I was built for less. I hadn't planned to return after that. But guilt is a leash, and Vivian's calls, voice thick with "your father's back" and "we need help with the attic," pulled me back. I drove 3 hours to the house, its driveway still trimmed with surgical precision, its air heavy with cedar and something faintly scorched. Lila was absent, swamped, Vivian said, her sigh implying I should have known better than to expect her. I spent the weekend hauling boxes, nodding through Vivian's complaints about Lila's new influencer boyfriend, eating a dinner where every conversation looped back to the condo's marble counters. That night, I couldn't sleep. The guest room, my old room, held my faded debate medals, relics of a kid who thought effort might earn her a place. Wandering the house, I noticed Paul's study door ajar, a rare lapse for a man who locked everything. Inside, behind a bookshelf, was his safe, small, steel, and, impossibly, open. I should have walked away. But curiosity, or maybe resentment, rooted me there. Inside were folders, taxes, deeds, accounts. Then, a sealed envelope, labeled in Paul's scrawl, to be opened upon death. My pulse quickened. I broke the seal. It wasn't the will I remembered, the one they'd paraded when Lila turned 21, splitting everything evenly. This one listed my name beside a property ID, a cabin I didn't know existed. Attached was a deed in my name, dated 5 years back, and bank records showing transfers, signed with my name in a hand that wasn't mine. My stomach twisted. They'd used my identity, moved money through me like I was a shell company, all without a word. The next morning, I played my part, smiled, sipped coffee, said goodbye. Back home, I pulled my credit reports. The cabin was real, tied to my social security number, along with a trust I'd never heard of. There were accounts, transfers, a loan for Lila's failed jewelry startup, all linked to me. I called a friend, a lawyer named Sarah, and sent her the documents. Her voice was steady but firm. "Elise, you could sue for fraud. But that's not what you're after, is it?" She was right. I wanted truth, then power. We dug deeper, quietly. The cabin was the tip of it, a web of financial maneuvers to prop up Lila's ventures, including a mortgage on their prized beachfront cottage to cover her debts. The cottage was now in foreclosure, set for auction. So I acted. Through a shell LLC, with Sarah as my proxy, I bought it. Clean, legal, mine. Christmas came again, the house unchanged, same wreath, same mugs, same fire. Lila arrived in a silk scarf, glowing. Vivian hummed carols, Paul stood sentinel by the mantel. I placed my gift under the tree, a plain black box, no bow. We went through the motions. Lila unwrapped a sapphire necklace, gasped, hugged them. Then my turn. I handed the box to Paul. He opened it, expecting nothing, and found an envelope, sealed with wax. His fingers hesitated, then broke it open. Inside, the deed to the cottage, my name in bold. A second page, the forged signature, a legal notice from Sarah. His jaw tightened, color drained from his face. Vivian peered over, her smile collapsing. "Elise, what is this?" she whispered. I met her gaze, calm. "It's mine now. The cottage. My name." Paul's hands shook. Vivian stepped back, her eyes darting to him, realization dawning. Lila clutched her necklace, silent, lost. The room went still, the air heavy with a truth they couldn't rewrite. I stood, smoothed my coat. "I'm keeping it," I said. "All of it." I walked out, the door clicking shut behind me, snow falling soft and relentless. By night, I sat in the cottage, my cottage. The floors creaked, the windows rattled, but it was mine. No triumph, just quiet. I didn't need their apologies or their explanations. I'd taken back what they'd stolen, not just a house, but my place in a story they'd written without me. The snow fell thicker, blanketing the world in silence, and for the first time, I breathed free.